Jaws, you spent time around the Patriots quite a bit. Anything you appreciate about their strategic approach, their competitiveness over this run that they're on now?
No, I mean, I think really you just take a look at a team that's developed an identity over the course of the season. I think every coach, regardless of the sport, is looking for that, that creating that type of identity and the consistency and playing to that throughout an entire season. I think that they're a great example of that, this year.
Joe, how do you want your players to there's stuff going around the country, obviously in Minneapolis. How do you want them to kind of digest the outside world? I mean, you want them to be all about hoop and all that, but they're human.
I think that's a really good question. I think at the end of the day, everybody is impacted by things differently, Everyone's impacted by stuff differently. Everyone has a way into which, they use their platform differently. And so I think the most important thing with that is is actually the opposite, where I'd rather, have those conversations with them or let them, feel any way that they can impact the platform that they have, which is way more important than basketball. So we have a great group of guys that do that in different ways. Some do it in the public, some do it in the private, and I think you just allow for people to be able to do that, and that's my favorite thing is kind of being around them as men, whether they're fathers, husbands, or just guys that have impact on people. I think that's the most important thing you could do.
And you're a man of faith, but it was gradual, and these guys are young and they might not have found that. How do you kind of encourage them? Do you kind of nudge them to?
Again, it's kind of different because everyone's on a different path and different things. I think it's more just about listening and allowing people to be who they are and kind of have a judgment-free zone of just, look at people as more than just basketball players and how can I help you with your platform and how can I be there for you, and then how can you just give them the space to be who they are. I mean, it's one of my favorite things to do is just allow for that. So everyone's different. It's a balance. So I think it's more of that, and then I think the other thing is making sure that they see kind of the consistency in with which I try to live, and carry out the platform and the opportunity that I have, and so I think you just kind of keep it to that.
Joe, what's your lasting memory of Jrue and his contributions while he was playing here?
I mean, I think obviously the biggest thing that stands out is who he is as a person, and you take a look at a guy who's a champion and an all-star and comes in and kind of accepts a completely different role and does it with a smile on his face and does it with a level of respect and professionalism and is willing to do what it takes to win every night. And to Gary's point, the love that he had for his wife, taking a year off and being there for his family and his kids and just the relationship that him and his wife have, all that stuff kind of sticks out more than the basketball. So it was great having him for the time that we did and love him to death. Thanks.